Hi guys, I'm Rohan Joshi and welcome to This Week in Movies. This game is all about movies and how much you know about them. Now Hobbs & Shaw hits theaters today, and so today's quiz is all about the Fast and the Furious franchise. That's right, one of the world's biggest movie franchises about a family of people who think that the solution to every problem is, we'll just drive fast. It's basically the answer to the question, what if Tarzan the Wonder Car had Vin Diesel in it? Also, shout out to Vin Diesel, who probably got the part just because of his last name. Though ideally it's 2019, he should change his last name to Vin Electric or Vin Hybrid at the very least. Hashtag climate change is real. Fast and Furious Hobbs & Shaw is the 9th major installment in the Fast and Furious franchise, while Fast and Furious 7 was the highest earning movie in the franchise, and fun fact, 8th highest earning Hollywood movie of all time, grossing $1.5 billion. इतने पैसे में तो 15-17 MLA मिल जाएंगे कर्नाटका में. Hobbs & Shaw releases today, and you can get the tickets on insider.in using the insider stash that you win from this quiz. But before we begin, we've actually changed how the quiz works, which means if you're not on the latest version of the app, you might face some difficulties in playing. On the new version, however, you don't have to answer every single question correctly to win stash. You win some stash for every single right answer you get. That's right, I'm going to announce the pot prize for each question before we do the question, and insider stash will be credited to you at the end of the quiz, even if you just got one question right. You will, however, need to be on the latest update to play this, so make sure that your app is updated to the latest version every time you play. Now, let's get started with a practice question. Practice question has no reward, it's just for exposure, freelance life. Let's do this. Question number 1. The Wiz Khalifa song See You Again was a tribute to which actor? Was it Paul Walker, Peter Parker, Johnny Walker, or Johnny Gaddar? Now, this song, of course, featured in Fast and Furious 7. What happened was one of the main actors of the franchise passed away midway through shooting, and the movie then had to CGI the actor's face onto his brother's face to shoot the remaining parts of the movie, along with an alternate ending where this song plays. Let me repeat. They CGI'd his face onto his brother's face. That is insane. Imagine what this technology can do. हम 2077 में दबंग 77 देख रहे होंगे. सल्लू भाई का चेहरा अरबाज खान के पोते पे चिपका होगा. अरबाज खान के पोते पे बेचारे सल्लू भाई का तो वर्जन है, तो can't be Sallu, has to be Arbaz, no? So, let's ask again. See You Again was a tribute to which actor? That's right, Paul Walker, of course, who died in a very unfortunate car crash in 2013. Rest in peace. 521 of you got that right. Thank God it was just a practice question. Moving on to the next question, where the spot is 1,500 rupees. It will be split amongst all winners of the question. Question is, what brand of car does Dom drive in the series? Cars. Where would we be without cars? In the local train, smelling fresh armpit sweat mixed with talcum powder. Delicious. इस सीरीज में 1500 कार से ज्यादा गाड़ियों का सत्यानाश हुआ है. एवरी न्यू मूवी दे डिस्ट्रॉय मोर कार्स. ये सस्ती i10 और स्विफ्ट भी नहीं. आई एम टॉकिंग लैम्बोज, फेरारीज, कार्स लाइक दैट. नो मैटर हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू सी इट, every time a car explodes or crashes or drowns or whatever Vin Diesel feels like doing these days, मुझे हल्का सा तो दर्द होता ही है. No one likes to see something they love get disrespected like that. Like watching somebody bake the greatest red velvet cake in the world and then you just smash it into the birthday boy's face. खा लेते यार, खा लेते. But which car does Dom drive in the franchise? And that's right, he drives a Dodge Charger. That is in fact correct. Congratulations to the 361 of you that got that right. Moving on to the next question for a 1,000 rupee pot split. Question number 3. Who said, and I quote, I live my life a quarter mile at a time? Was it Tran? Was it Vince? Was it Dominic? Or was it Letty? Now, I know I've been making Hollywood-Bollywood comparisons this whole time, and I'm going to do it again. This dialogue equivalent for Salman Khan's हम तुम्हें इतने छेद करेंगे कि तुम confuse हो जाओगे कि सास कहाँ से ले रहे हो और पादे कहाँ से, is essentially delivered by The Rock in Fate of the Furious when he says, I'm gonna knock your teeth so far down your throat that you'll have to shove a toothbrush up your ass just to brush them. Personally, I think that line is unique because it reflects a deep sense of hygiene, but in the most disgusting way possible. Also, just as your friend and quiz host, may I just step across the line and say, please don't live your life a quarter mile at a time. That is very short-sighted. Ideally, at least live your life 1 mile at a time. I'm not saying invest in unit-linked policies and plan for retirement, but look little ahead at least. The only people who live their lives quarter mile at a time are people who are stuck in Bangalore traffic. Boom! Regional reference. Hi to all people playing in Bangalore traffic. But who said this line? And the answer is, of course, again, Dominic, which I feel like is 90% of the answers in Fast and Furious. The next question for another 1,000 rupee pot split. Question number 4. What race did Dominic's crew like to take part in the most? Was it drag wars, price wars, race wars, or big wars? Unnecessary car-related destruction, that is what Dom's crew was most interested to take part in. The craziest action scene in the movie was when the crew is in Dubai and they jump from one building to another in a car and everybody's completely okay. This is the kind of shit my mum sees me watch and says, when Hollywood does it, it's okay. But agar Bollywood mein dekha, to you'll be all like, so unrealistic, mom. Also, the Dubai scene may have been surprising to you and me, but not to people in Dubai. I think people in Dubai have seen rich people do enough crazy shit that this is not surprising to them. The average Dubai citizen sees somebody use a Lambo to jump from one building to another, they'll be like, how else is the sheikh supposed to get to work? Which brings us to, what did the crew like to take part in the most? And that's right, the answer is in fact race wars, the exact same thing that Donald Trump wants to start. Fun fact. Next question, also for 1,000 rupee plit. A pot split, not a plit spot, a pot split. Question number 5, what is the name of the crew that Tran runs? Now, Johnny Tran was, of course, one of the main villains in Fast and Furious 1. That's right, Fast and Furious 1, which is when the cars still obeyed the laws of physics, the plot still obeyed the laws of screenwriting, and Vin Diesel didn't just say family every 17 seconds. Now, this movie was released in the year 2000, so it's 19 years old now, which means it's officially old enough to understand how terrible it was. Movie अच्छी होनी ज़रूरी नहीं है, बस cool होनी चाहिए. That's why it was a commercial success, because it was just cool. Like Fast and Furious 2, way worse, but made a lot more money. मतलब बुरी picture बना के भी पैसा मिलता है यार. That's amazing. Johnny Tran, by the way, was only the villain because he hates Dom. Actually, इतना कुछ गलत करता नहीं है वो. But what was the name of his crew? And that's right, it was in fact Little Saigon. And for the 220 of you that got it right, well done. Let's move on to our final question. This one for a 2,000 rupee pot split. Question number 6. Who directed the first Fast and Furious movie? Now, Vin Diesel, the main guy in most Fast and Furious movies, actually declined to return for Too Fast, Too Furious and only agreed to do a small cameo in Part 3, which was Tokyo Drift, in exchange for the rights of the character Riddick, which he then used to make a movie of his own in 2013 called, and this is crazy, Riddick. यहाँ पे अलग ही barter system चालू है. This proves that actors do shitty movies to earn enough money to do the movies that they actually like. For example, Amir Khan doing Thugs of Hindustan, Doom 3 and whatever else, just so he can make movies like Tare Zameen Par and PK. But not the point. Who directed the first Fast and Furious movie? And the answer is, of course, Rob Cohen. That's right. And 269 of you got that one right. And that's it from us for today. Come back again next Friday for the movies quiz. I will not be here, but please join Supriya Joshi for Haste Haste, a quiz about Bollywood comedy movies. Please keep your apps updated so you can play. Congratulations to all the winners. Goodbye.